I love that the angel segment came in threes.
Right. Well, I mean,
It's always a blonde, a brunette, and a redhead walk into a bar.
That's an old story trope of delivering in threes.
Right. Which means even in biblical times, the Jews controlled the comedy industry.
Yama, 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 yama.
But I have to take your soul.
Your voodoo magic, man.
Voodoo magic. Fucking voodoo magic, man.
Charles, do you know the story of Balaam?
No.
Okay.
No, I do not.
Allow me to tell it to you because it is fucking fantastic. In the book of Numbers...
Hey, story time, everybody. Everybody find a spot on the carpet, have a seat.
We're using David and Goliath as the backdrop because I didn't want to spoil... the punchline for Charles. And probably for you too. Most of you do not know this Bible story.
I have no idea what we're about to talk about.
Balaam was a
by all
prophet.
means.
Balaam was a prophet in ancient Judea.
How many prophets we got in these stories? Like every story's got a prophet.
A lot. So many.
All right.
And Balaam was famous because he could bless and curse. So if he blessed you, it would actually come true. And if he cursed someone, it would also actually come true.
Oh.
So he was kind of famous.
So he's like a Marvel character. All
I
right.
guess. And he also really liked money.
So he really is like a Marvel character.
Okay, so one day, the Israelis have been pushed out of Egypt, and they're wandering around the desert for 40 years. And at some point, they settle down and set up camp awfully near the territory of Moab.
Okay.
And the king of Moab is like, ugh, these fucking people. Because they've been hacking and genociding their way through the Middle East for the past, I don't know how many years.
And then they set up camp right outside of the city and...
Fuck. So he sends some guys, hey, go to this guy Balaam's house, take a big shit ton of money, and pay him off. We want him to come here and curse the Israelites.
Oh, like the whole tribe.
Curse them, because he knows it'll come true.
Oh, all right.
So they go...
Fair, so...
And they're like, hey, we want to offer you this pot of chest, this chest of gold, and then come to our city. We'll give you more money. We want you to curse the Israelites. It's like, let me think about it. And they leave. And then God comes down later that night.
Negotiating the contract? All right.
God comes down and is like, who the fuck were those guys? And what does Balaam say?
I don't know. This is my lawyer and my agent. I don't know. What does he say?
He should have said, don't you know? But he doesn't. It's like, oh,
What he actually says is...
those are the representatives from the king of the Moabites. They offered me a shit ton of money if I go curse the Israelites.
All right.
And God's like, dumbass, I have blessed the Israelites. I don't want you cursing them, so don't tell them anything that I didn't tell you. So don't say anything that I didn't instruct you to say.
Oh.
And Balaam's like, all right, whatever. And the next morning,
whatever.
He
Fucking
puts
God, whatever.
He packs a bag and he puts a saddle on his donkey and he gets on the donkey and he starts riding towards Moab.
Okay.
And way off in the road, there's an angel looking real pissed off. And it's got a flaming sword. And the donkey sees him and is like, oh shit! And it
and it veers like that.
The donkey gets scared and turns away. And Balaam is mad. He's like, you fucking animal. And he takes his stick and he starts beating the shit out of the donkey.
So it's like when you veer for a deer.
Yeah.
You wreck your car and then you just get out of the car and start beating the hell out of your car.
So he kind of steers the reins and pulls the donkey over this. We'll go around on the left. And the angel kind of moves to the left. And the donkey freaks out and backs up and pushes against some rocks. And Balaam's leg gets smashed against the rocks. He's like, you fucking animal! And he takes his stick and he starts beating it again.
It's a donkey. How fast is it going? 45, 50, 60 miles an hour?
Big heavy animal. No, 8 miles an hour.
Okay, that's what I thought. Just get off the damn donkey.
So he tries it a third time, and the angel moves that way again, and the donkey falls down and hurts him, and he starts beating the shit out of the donkey again.
Okay.
And then the third time, here it comes.
I'm ready.
The donkey turns around and goes, hey man, why are you hitting me?
We just washed the hair. You know, I work on my hair a long time, and you hit it. He hits my hair.
And he goes, Eddie Murphy?
He's not shocked by this. He talks back to the donkeys, because you're making a fool of me. If this stick was a sword, I'd kill you right now. And the donkey's like, come on, man, you've been riding me for years. Have I ever done shit like this before? And Balaam says, no. And then the angel comes walking up and says, hey man, you're a real dick. I was going to kill you, but it's Tebow!
Tebow lofts it, and it is intercepted, and the Chiefs are going to win this game.
Fucking football lose. Anyway, not important. I was going to kill you, and this donkey saved you by going out of the way.
By veering.
Now remember, don't say anything that God didn't instruct you to say. All right, fine. So he arrives at the city of Moab.
Why y'all gotta be dicks? I don't understand.
He arrives at the city of Moab, and the king's like, oh, you got the chest? I got a whole lot more money here. All I need you to do is curse those Israelites. And he's like, well, I've been instructed I'm not supposed to say anything that God didn't tell me to say. Yeah. He's like, yeah, but I got way more money than God. Here, let's go up to the top of the mountain. The Israelites are camped out. There's like 1.5 million of them. And from one side of the mountain, he can see a section of their camp. He's like, go ahead, curse those motherfuckers. And Balaam goes, I will not curse them. Israelites, the Lord has blessed you. And he blesses them instead.
Oh.
And the king's like, asshole, you did the opposite of what I told you. Let's move around to the other side of the mountain where you can see them from the back. And he goes, and there's another, there's a different encampment on that side.
So the problem was the angle. The angle wasn't quite right.
Well, he couldn't see all of them.
Oh, okay.
So he moves to the other side where he can see a different part of them.
Okay, now you can curse them like for reals.
Nope, forget it. I'm blessing you, Israelites, too. You are blessed. And the king's like, asshole, I'm not fucking paying you if you don't curse them. The third camp is around on the other side of the mountain. You better get this one right. And they go around to the third side, and he blesses them again. And he's like, I'm sorry, I told you, I can't say anything that God didn't put in my mouth. And the king says, well, then I'm not paying you. And so he leaves. And then Balaam looks down and he sees the Israelites are committing all kinds of sin. They're drinking and fucking each other, and they're clearly going against the will of God. It's like, you pieces of shit.
I thought that was the blessing.
I blessed you, and you're behaving so horribly, you don't even realize that God has got a special place, because God takes sides. He only likes you more than the other humans. You're going to get your comeuppance.
I thought that was the blessing. I mean, that'd be pretty an awesome blessing. It's like some dude was like, I bless you, and all of a sudden there was an orgy and drugs and liquor and
the end.
Are you serious? That's how it ends?
All right, so let's start picking this apart, shall we? First of all, I love that the angel segment came in threes and the blessing part came in threes, just like setting up a joke. Jokes are always done in threes, right? It's always an American, a Canadian, and a dumb Polak.
Right. Well, I mean,
it's always a blonde, a brunette, and a redhead walk into a bar.
That's an old story trope of delivering in threes.
Right. Which means even in biblical times, the Jews controlled the comedy industry.
No.
All right, beyond this.
No.
God picking sides. Preposterously stupid. He only does that in the Old Testament.
Okay.
Where it makes sense that the chosen people are the guys that wrote the fucking thing.
Right, and everybody else is dog shit.
Everybody else is dumb. The donkey turns around and says, why are you hitting me?
And instead of saying, oh my God, a talking donkey.
You're always pushing me around or pushing me away.
He talks back to it. Forget the fact that a donkey doesn't have a larynx or vocal cords.
Well, beyond the cartoonish aspect of...
Or the buccal glossal formation to speak human language. Or the mental capacity to even understand its circumstance, much less process language and complex thoughts and verbalize them.
I do love the whole... Your donkey, it talked. Yeah, it's getting him to shut up. That's the problem. Because at that point, as soon as Donkey talked, your hero gained the voice of Shrek for the rest of it. So
hey, Donkey, yeah. I mean, really, that's the gist of the story. God picks sides, donkeys talk.
And also, angels travel at the speed of Donkey, and they're not going to let you pass. They're going to swerve with you.
I mean, you got him cornered. Instead of explaining, hey, I was going to kill you, but this donkey saved you. I could kill you now. Yeah. So, because this is not a very popular story.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot of Christian apologetics for it.
Because they're like, no, this story's stupid.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, we can probably just tear that story out, right? And just take it out? Yeah, let's just take it out.
More proof, as if you needed more proof, that this is made up. Anyone that tells you otherwise is either in on it or fucking stupid.
I have to assume the entire book now is really just a collection of fables and fairy tales for children.
It's all a collection of ghost stories. Old and New Testament.
Yeah.
Because the God of the Old Testament is an old-style God. fire,
brimstone, wrath. Yeah.
angry, petty, jealous, destroy the world. That's the God of the Old Testament. It's not until the New Testament and a little bit of reformation and tinkering in Rome that
We probably should make this more for modern audiences.
all loving, all knowing, kind, and forgiving. That came much later. That is not the God of the Hebrews by any stretch.
Are we due for another edition? Are we about to rewrite it again? Because I feel like, we're rewriting a lot of entertainment for modern audiences. So do we have to rewrite the Bible for modern audiences now?
Well, yeah, that's what the Quran is. 400 years, 600 years later, you get the Quran and okay, part 3. But the Quran is just plagiarized Old and New Testament, the retelling of some stories, and then the addition of, by the way, here's a simple guide to how you live every aspect of your life. From how you work to how you eat to how you have sex to everything. It is a complete guide for life is in the Quran, and if you don't follow it, God loves you so much he's going to burn you at the stake for not believing it.
Well, at least there's a whole section in here on how to have sex. I'm so confused.
I mean, Christians, real devout Christians,
Right.
feel so strongly that Jesus died for your sins, for God to forgive you because he loves you so much, that nurturing, loving, caring God is so important to them that they are willing to decapitate anybody that disagrees with them.
Now that's love right there. Holy crap. There was somebody that once said that belief is dangerous and inherently evil because it's not based on any sort of fact or anything that you can see, touch, feel. There is no science behind it.
There's no anything behind it.
There's no anything behind it. It's just your personal belief. And because of that, you can do any atrocity, any horrible thing you can imagine because you believe it. It's your belief. I have to kill these 20 people. God told me to, and I believe it. You can't mess with my belief.
Yeah, it was Weinberg. Steve
Yes,
Weinberg,
thank you, Stephen Weinberg.
who said, the good will do the best they can. Wicked people will always do wicked things. But if you want good people to do wicked things, you're going to need religion for that.
Yeah.
And then the example that I think Hitchinson gave for it was, look at this newborn baby. What a perfect, beautiful, gorgeous little miracle. A perfect baby. Hand me that rock over there so I can saw off its genitals now. To do something so fucking batshit crazy. To get
Right.
a normally sane, rational, good-hearted, sincere person to do something so insane, it takes religion. You must have a holy mandate to give up your fucking faculties and humanity so quickly.
Yeah.
That's the problem with religion. It makes sane, rational people do abhorrent, incredibly insane things. That's the danger of it.
Yeah.
On top of it's just...
What the hell
What the
cockamamie story
fuck are you
did we
doing?
just tell? I don't know if we just discovered the origin story of Donkey or not, but I'd love to know what your take is on this. Have you ever heard this story before? Is this familiar at all? Or is this the first time you've ever heard it? Leave some comments down below. Let us know what you thought.
Once again, challenge thrown out there. If I'm wrong, if we're wrong, and you can prove to me that I'm wrong, I swear to you, I will change my ways. If you present me with definitive, concrete evidence that I'm wrong about all this, I assure you, I'll believe it. I don't believe it because I don't want to. I don't believe it because I've never been convinced.
Right.
If you think I'm missing something and you think you can convince me, I welcome you to do so.
I'll dress him up in S&M and I've got a little whip and I'll just start flailing him in the back while he apologizes on camera.
But once again, I'll bet you $1 trillion you fucking can't.
Or in the comments, if you can give me another good reason why I should dress him up in S&M and slap
You
him
son
in
of a
the...
bitch. Now, anybody that made it this long is fucker.
That's all we got. So, we'll see you in another episode. Huh?
Yeah, don't worry. There's plenty of stories like this in that Bronze Age book.
Are we going to start veering into other religions? Do they have dumb stories too? I feel like some of them got some crazy stories.
Well, we talked about this. I mean,
none of them have stories quite this dumb, but I feel like
Oh, yeah.
What do they do?
Oh, Hindu? Oh my God, it's hysterical.
All right.
They got some hilarious shit. Fucking hilarious. And you can't do Muslims, again, because
we don't want to die.
they won't like it.
Yeah, we won't go there.
We've already said enough about the Quran.
But there are some others that...
Hindu is just tremendously funny. Very, very funny stuff. Yeah, we'll do that one. Who cares? They're all stupid.
Well, there we go. See? Equal opportunities.
Oh, no, we'll do the Mormons next. Ooh. It's a new religion. It's so clearly made up.
I can't wait for that one.
We'll do yeah. When I tell you Mormon theology. You're gonna love it.
And don't think you're safe from us, Scientology. We'll come for you next.
That
You
one's
just
almost
wait.
Scientology is almost so dumb that I'm afraid to do it. Oh well, no, because people are gonna think we're making it up.
Yeah.
Because they're all comedians. They're making it up.
No. Some things you don't have to make up. And
I mean, I don't know how to convince people that, well, they can do their own research and see.
right, because you're going to hear our story and be like, there is no way. Google. Oh my God!
Yes, there is. So we'll do Scientology and Mormons
That's going to be a fun one.
and Hindus.
I look forward to that. All right, we'll catch you in another episode. Later.